Level 2, the Terraformer. Again, just a very dark atmosphere in this game. The music is all sorts of fucked up, but man, I love it. It's very different for its time, and see, when this game came out, Quake had kind of really taken over the FPS market. So a game like this to come out when it did was not entirely fashionable, really, but it was still a really good game, and I like to think of this more as the real Doom 3 than what Doom 3 actually was. Not that Doom 3 was like horrible or anything, but it was a very different game and wasn't received as well, I think, as most people thought it might. But yeah, I think this is closer to Doom 3 than the actual Doom 3 was. And I'm not alone on that, actually. Okay, there's our first backpack. Now I can start picking up legit ammo. However, I would like to go and get the chain gun. There it is, along with a classic ambush. Yeah, the chain gun on this fucking rules. Doom's chain gun was pretty good overall, but this chain gun just murders. Because it's faster for one, and just the beefier sound effect that comes with it just really helps it to seem like a extremely destructive weapon. I love it. Okay, so here's some of Doom 64's scripting. The key that disappears randomly. It's pretty cool how they did this with the Doom engine. It's pretty modified, but at the core it's still Doom. Okay, so after that, these doors will open. Open door. Alright, so the one that doesn't have the panels on the side is the right one. Any of the ones that do have panels will make a crusher come down and do a decent bit of damage to you, so just remember that. Okay, now we can go here. Oh, whatever. I don't have time for this shit. The freaking... Ooh! Double kill with the single shotgun. You don't see that too often. Yeah, there's a lot more blood on the enemies in this game when you shoot them. The blood splats are a little bigger there. And I believe it's because the game has both entrance and exit wounds for the blood, which is pretty cool. I love that double chainsaw too. It's a murderous freaking weapon. Alright, get punched, my man. Get punched, my man. Get punched, my man. The punching range in this is even more finicky than it is in regular Doom. Something I'm still not used to yet, but whatevs. Alright. Now, don't want that just yet. I think I've pressed this one. Or no, it's this one. The one that doesn't have like screens and shit on it. And go up here. Alright. Good on ammo, still good on armor, so I'll leave these pickups until I'm ready. Alright, next thing, let's jump down here. Yeah, that colored lighting is really cool. Now mind the crusher, just gotta stand on the lights and you'll be alright there. I tell ya, really cool game. And this will be my last foray into Doom. I know I never did play Plutonia, and I started to do Evolution but kinda gave up on it. And it was mostly just because I got frustrated. I kind of delayed it so many times that when I finally went back to it and just kind of got my ass handed to me on that map, I just said, whatever, I'm done. I probably shouldn't have done that in retrospect, but whatevs. I mean, I hadn't even actually finished Evolution at the time. Evolution is one of the few Doom games I have never finished and actually haven't finished to date, though I'm working on it. I'm almost done with it. So let's playing it, especially some of the maps I got really lost on for the first time, probably wouldn't have been a good idea. So I think it's better that I did abort it, and we'll just let sleeping dogs lie there. One thing I'm not particularly fond of in Doom 64 is monsters in this game don't get transported in using traditional like off-level monster closets and teleporters. They're just scripted to warp in, so it actually adds to the monster count. So the monster count always increases in these maps due to the scripting. Speaking of scripting, it's also nice to be able to look up and down in Doom 64. I mean, I certainly could have done this the capture card way, because I have Doom 64 and an N64 obviously, so it would have been no problem for me to just play this legit on a console, but this is easier. I mean, this port is 90% accurate for the most part. There's very few kind of inconsistencies with this port in relation to the regular Doom 64. Most of them pretty minor at best. Hell of a lot better than the Doom 64 TC as well, so that too. Get the freaking chain gun. Yeah, I love just how fast the chain gun is in this. It makes it seem a lot better than the regular Doom one. Because the regular Doom one is pretty slow in comparison. And you still get the accuracy trick too, which is helpful. I just love mowing them down with it. And even on some of the higher tier enemies, you can still do a decent bit of damage. Press that. Okay. There's a teleporter. Press that. And yellow key. The greasiest key of them all. Alrighty, now let me go ahead and pick up the gear that I didn't get. That. Yeah, see, these early maps are pretty easy. I don't really have to worry about taking too much damage, so I can always leave the goodies lying around for when I actually need them. Kill the imps. And that is it. Terraformer is done. Boom.